Hey everyone, welcome to the Hornet King channel, and in this video I'll be removing a absolutely massive German yellow jacket colony, Vespula germanica anthic, from a client's basement ceiling. This nest was absolutely massive and had over 5,000 yellow jackets inside the colony, and I vacuum everybody up and bring the nest home and feed it to my animals. My 2 emus, my Rhea, my 8 chickens, and my squirrel. Here's the video, check it out.
Alright, so we got a client here with German yellow jackets going in where that hole is. So they're going in and out. He did try spraying it from the outside, so they're kind of floating just all around over here, but I looked at it from the inside and it's pretty massive.
So this client called me because they had yellow jackets inside of their living space, and he could tell they were coming in from the outside around the foundation where the soffit and the foundation meet. So he looked up into his ceiling and he could see the nest from a different room that did not have a drop ceiling or drywall. He could see between the flooring joist bay that there was a nest down towards the end. So I get here as an emergency call. I came on a weekend to remove this nest for this client. So I dropped down the ceiling, and I could see up inside of there that the nest was kind of off to the side, but this thing was absolutely massive. German yellow jackets, Vespula germanica anthic, make some of the larger nests that I deal with here in Pennsylvania. This particular colony had about 5,000 yellow jackets strong inside of it, and it was absolutely booming inside of here. It can be a little bit deceiving about a colony, whether or not that they're aggressive or if they have a huge population, because of how they're not attacking right away when I start messing with the nest. Vespula germanica anthic is the most docile species that I deal with here in PA. If I were to open up this space with southern yellow jackets, the second that drywall opened up, they would have been out and on me, latched on, trying to sting me over and over and over again. That's because that's the nature and defensiveness of southern yellow jacket Vespula squamosa. But with germanica, they're not like that. When I open up a space, they're pretty chill. They're almost like honeybees. Like, they don't really come out and swarm and attack. Now, even when I'm pulling the nest down, there'll be like about maybe 10 on my glove that are stinging my glove. But if you notice, I'm opening up all of this comb space by pulling down all the envelope, and they're not coming out at me. Like, the only ones that are really coming out are when I bump it like that. So right when I bump the comb, then you can see that they're a little bit disturbed, but they're not like flying all over the place and swarming inside that space like as if it was eastern yellow jackets or southern or Vespula vidua. They're staying pretty chill. So when I tell folks, like, yeah, German yellow jackets are pretty docile, they just can't wrap their head around that, because to them a yellow jacket is a yellow jacket, and they've been stung and swarmed, and you know, they had them inside their house and they were chewing through and all this stuff. So there's a lot of pejorative connotation when it comes to saying the term yellow jacket. So when I bring up that they're docile, this is what I'm referring to. They're just so chill. They don't really care that I'm in there. Even when I'm pulling the nest out, they're really not giving me too much grief, which is great. So even if they are coming out, like say certain colonies are a little bit more sensitive than others, so even if they are coming out of that space and quote unquote attacking me, there's really only a couple that are like dive bomb, maybe latch on a little bit, but for the most part, they just kind of nip it and go away. So again, when I'm telling folks that I'm doing a German yellow jacket colony, I expect a large nest, a large colony, and docile. And that's exactly what I got here. So I just pull off a lot of the envelope, which is all the paper that surrounds the main structure of the comb, and pulling that out of the space first just to see what I'm dealing with as far as the comb's concerned. So now that I'm able to see all of the comb, I pull it down off of the bottom part of the floor and expose the rest of the comb that's back further against the wall. And I tried to pull this out with one hand. This is actually how heavy this was. Between it being heavy and delicate, I couldn't get it with one hand. I had to pull it with both hands, and that's saying something. I mean, I'm reaching up into a space. It's pretty awkward. But still, it was heavy enough that I didn't want to rip it and break it with one hand, so I had to pull it down with two. So you just see that in this next shot, with it coming out from the ceiling space, you can see how massive this thing was. About 5 layers of comb, and they are just packed with larvae and pupae, which would develop into adult wasps. So even though there was 5,000 yellow jackets at this point, live adult yellow jackets, there would have been a heck of a lot more once all of these pupa start developing and hatching out of their cells. grabbing the last little bits of comb and things that are kind of attached underneath the floor, and ones that are just kind of that got dropped off of the main structure of the combs, pulling all that stuff out, vacuuming up as many as I can. And look, even though I'm vacuuming everything up and I'm pulling the comb out, they're not all over me. I don't think I really had any that were like on my veil, aside for ones that were flying out and just happened to land on me. But they weren't all over me and attacking me, which is, again, it just is a true testament to this species, that they are the more chill species that I deal with. So now that I got the comb all bagged up, I'm just going in to get the rest of the workers that are inside of the space, get out the rest of the envelope, vacuum everything up, and then I do spray a little bit of spider and scorpion spray up inside the cavity, and that's really just to block the pheromone marker that tells the yellow jackets that are out foraging when they come back, that tells them that it's home. So if I spray a little spider and scorpion spray up in there, it blocks that pheromone marker so they don't try to get back into that space. So it gives the homeowner some time to actually legitimately seal up that hole. I mean, you can see that. Look at that hole. It looks like someone took like a half-inch speedboard bit and just bored right into the flooring joist. So now everything's all vacuumed up. I sprayed up inside of there, got as many of it out as I could. So the gentleman that I am, I patched the drywall for this client. Super nice guy, and he let me film the removal, so I patched his drywall for him.
It wouldn't have been 90. It would probably flooring joist.
Yeah, there's so many around here. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's like a super quick patch. Mm-hmm. All right, so got the nest home. No pooties. I know you want the buzz. All right, got a nice big open spot. Let them cool down in here. Cool down for a little bit, and then I'll take the nest apart once everybody goes to sleep or gets cold enough, and then I'll vacuum everybody up, feed the nest to the birds. Alright, so giving them enough time. Probably cool down in here. So go vacuum them up in the barn. Okay, heading over into the barn bathroom. See one of my baldy nests there, right there. And I have a baldy nest down there. Another baldy nest. Yeah, you can't really see it too well. It's right there. And then there's another one right down in there. So, Hornet Queen just slammed that door when we were walking through. And they were all going nutty. Alright, so got the nest into the barn. This is the barn apartment. It's not my bathroom, not my living bathroom. You can see I got an apartment up here. We used to run an Airbnb. We don't run the Airbnb anymore. So, yeah. People always give me grief and they say, how is your wife letting you do this in your bathroom in your house? Because it's not in my bathroom in my house. Anyway, so the nest is here. So I'm going to start vacuuming everybody up and take it out and feed it to the birds. So they're pretty cool at this point, so that's good. So pull it all messed up. It's only been an hour and a half since I brought this nest home. So they didn't have a chance really to die in there or anything, but I'm just gonna vacuum them off. I got the vacuum sitting out in the hallway so that way it wouldn't be as loud. But it's still be loud.
So once I get these nests home, I go into my barn apartment and start taking the nest apart and vacuuming up the residual workers that are inside of the layers of comb. The reason why I go inside is because if I do this outside, they're going to be flying all over the place, and wherever they leave from that point, they're going to think, oh, I'm going to come back to that spot and look for the nest. So they'll just be all over the place looking for the nest. They don't stay in the spot. They don't linger really, but it's just, I don't really want them flying all over the place without a home being there. So I go into my barn apartment bathroom and I start taking them apart in there. It's a confined space, so all they're going to do is fly to the windows, and I just vacuum them off the windows. So as I'm pulling these layers apart, you'll see them start to run out, and they try to go down into the next bottom layer of comb. They're trying to hide. They're not trying to get out and swarm and attack and things. So a lot of these are freshly hatched adults. They're ones that can't fly or sting. So their only thing is to try to hide and get away. You'll see here I found the queen. There's the queen right there. And that's the queen, not a queen. So that is the founder. She's the one that started this entire nest. Every single worker that you see inside this nest is one of her daughters. She's laid every single egg that developed into every single one of these workers that you see, which is super, super impressive. She is like the epitome of great motherhood. So pull this thing apart. You just see tons and hundreds of yellow jackets coming out of this nest. So I'm just trying to get everybody off there so I can feed it to my birds. As you can see here, there's no more yellow jackets on here. It's completely empty. But by the time I get it down to where my birds are, there's a few yellow jackets that have already hatched out.
Now we go to the window. Dropping them off from there. That's it. There's a couple floating around inside the bag down there, but that's all right. That's it. Let's go feed the birds. All right, so we're gonna go take the nest down to the birdies. This nice big giant nest. Nice big giant nest here. Not sure where any pesky birdies are right now. Oh, look at all these pesky birdies. What are you doing, birdies? Got a nice big nest for everyone. Hello, sweetie birdie. What a bunch of nice pesky birdies. Hello, Doris. Oh, Rhea-the-Rhea. Here you go, birdie. Fresh. Everyone's still alive. Hello, Doris. Oh, sweetie booty. They're all fresh, sweetie booty. Oh, sweetie booty. Oh, Rhea-the-Rhea. Oh, sweetie birdie. Hello, sweetie birdie. Oh, Rhea-the-Rhea. Enjoy the nest. Still got a lot of baldy nests over there, but I would think they would want to be. See, these just hatched out. I literally just brought this down here. All these just hatched out. Nuts. Oh, little red birdies. There's good Rhea-the-Rhea. Well, enjoy your nest, birdies. Come on over here, Squirrel. I haven't seen this squirrel for like 2.5 weeks. Hello, Squirrel. I got some larvae for you, Squirrel. Hello, Squirrel. Oh, little good Squirrel.
Ooh, what a good Squirrel. Got some larvae for you, Squirrel. Right here, Squirrel.
She's the only squirrel I've had that hasn't been very excited by larvae.
Oh, Peaches Squirrel. Oh, Peaches Squirrel.
Even though she's a wild squirrel, she still comes back for snuggles.
Oh, what a good Squirrel. Oh, what a good Squirrel. She's a good Squirrel. Oh, just such a good Squirrel.
Don't see her for a long time, and she still comes back.
Hello, Squirrel. Hello, Squirrel. Oh, what a good Squirrel. Oh, what a relaxed Squirrel. Is this your belly, Squirrel? What a nice Squirrel. Oh, what a nice Squirrel.
Alright everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to check out this video. If you guys enjoyed this content, drop in the comments, let me know what you think. If you have any suggestions for future videos or something like to see me covered in an upcoming video, also drop in the comments to let me know. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to check out this video and supporting my channel, and I'll catch you on the next video.